before we jump into talking about card prices and promos, don't forget this video is brought to you by channelfireball.com. So if you're looking to pick up some singles, check out the Channel Fireball marketplace and use the code KENOBI at checkout, or the link in the description below to help support the channel. Does anyone remember Adventures in the Forgotten Realms? I hardly do, honestly. It made such a minimal impact on constructed formats. I think the most constructed playable card outside of formats like Historic, but into Modern and Legacy, is Tasha's Hideous Laughter. This card is worth a couple of bucks. And there's some promo versions of this that I'm going to talk about in a moment as well. But largely, the set went and gone. It wasn't very exciting. The power level was low, and honestly, considering how bad things have been with Ikoria and similar sets, I'm kind of glad for that. People complained about the random element of some of the cards, people complained about the dice rolling, but let's be real, people complain about that stuff are cunts. So I was shocked when watching one of the Professor's latest videos to find out that there's a card from Adventures in the Forgotten Realms that's approaching $1,000. Big shocks, right? Well, let's just calm down for a second. It's not available in the normal Adventures in the Forgotten Realms boosters, nor is it available in the set boosters, collector boosters, or some other tertiary or peripheral product that I can't remember the fucking name of. Instead, it's a promo version of one of the cards in the set that was available only to WPNs, or premium WPN stores in the world for Love Your Game Store Day. Tiamat is $10, but the ampersand version, the ampersand being the sort of and symbol in the D&D logo that's kind of dragon-esque, the ampersand promo variant is approaching $1,000. The promo Tasha's Hideous Laughter from the same promotion, $100, and the old Gnawbone, like 250 big ones. Wait, does big ones mean thousands? $250. Of course, this isn't new. This is not new at all. This all happened in like August, June, July time of last year, and it just passed me by. The reason I'm making this video, well, there's a couple of reasons. Firstly, I want to echo a sentiment expressed in the Professor's latest video when talking about the I Love Your Local Game Store promotional thing that gave these cards out. The point that the WPN premium status thing is kind of absurd, and there isn't enough of those stores to really make the promotion help local game stores. Before I dive into what I mean by this, I do want to clarify that I'm not saying there needs to be more WPN premium stores so that players can get hold of this shit. I don't give a fuck. I actually think the Tiamat ampersand thing is ugly, and I don't care if there are collectible promotional versions of cards that are otherwise $10. Like, more power to you, who gives a fuck? What I'm saying is similar to what Brian was saying in the video, but a bit more directly, is that if you're going to support your local game stores, you can't keep doing the dumb shit like giving your premium fucking product to Amazon as opposed to the stores that they did with Times Square Remastered last year, and you can't do I Love Your Game Store when there's hardly any stores that qualify for this I Love Your Game Store shit anyway. I went onto the Wizards of the Coast website and went to their store locator to look at London, to have a look at how many WPN premium stores exist in London, the Big Smoke, one of the more affluent and largest and most well-known cities in the world, the capital of the United Kingdom. That's right, this shitty little island has a big city in the middle of it. London, London, London. It's not even in the middle, it's really kind of in the south, but whatever. How many WPN stores in London would you think? Well, it's one. Bad Moon Cafe. And bear in mind, I'm not slighting any of these stores I'm about to talk about. I actually haven't visited Bad Moon Cafe yet. I plan to play with Magic or Warhammer at some point when going into London isn't such a fucking risk with COVID, because the numbers are bad in London right now. But I want to go to Bad Moon Cafe. I've heard nothing but good things about that store. They are premium. Meanwhile, Dark Sphere, which is over in Shepherd's Bush nowadays, I'm not going to go into the map. I couldn't even find Shepherd's Bush on this map. I'm too much of a fucking idiot. But the point I'm getting at is that Dark Sphere was the big boy of London. It was one of the big stores in London that people would refer to. If someone was talking about Magic and game stores in London, someone would say, have you ever played at Dark Sphere? Which I had in the past at their old venue, or the one that's currently closed because of COVID. Anyway, the point is, Dark Sphere were the big boys. They ain't premium. Weird, eh? So search Leeds, another big city in the UK that has not Grand Thomas, that's Warhammer, GPs, Magic Fests held there. And Leeds has, well, again, looks like one premium store within 25 kilometers, that's Geek Retreat Bradford, the franchise. Again, not slagging off Geek Retreat, I don't know enough about it, I've only been to a few in the south, but not very big stores, honestly. I think this has something to do with how this franchise is ran. If we go to within 100 kilometers of Leeds, UK, do we find another one? Oh, we find Geek Retreat Lincoln. Okay, Geek Retreat Lincoln, Geek Retreat Leeds. Okay, interesting. 100 kilometers of Manchester, what do we get? We get Geek Retreat Bradford. And we get Just Play. Again, a store I haven't been to. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying there's one within 100 kilometers of fucking Manchester if we don't include the Geek Retreats. In short, it looks like to become a WPN store, you have to jump through insane hoops, honestly, or be part of a Geek Retreat franchise that might, again, hypothetical here, but might have a dealing or an agreement that gets you WPN premium status much easier by being part of the franchise, a company that can communicate with Wizards directly. So to become a WPN store, you have to, well, get recognized, get exclusives, and get upgraded special marketing materials. And by Wizards' own admission, the bar is high. There is a checklist among other things. The checklist has things like certain types of trash can or something, including examples. Not an exhaustive list, but still examples of what your bin should look like. I don't know. I'm not an expert on marketing or anything like that. I just know that if you want to support your local game stores during a global pandemic, when you give out Jumpstart product and the promos like the Fable Passages and the Scavenging Oozes and such, good job. But love your game store and going out to premium things and creating incredibly exclusive rares isn't as good a job. Like I said, I don't give a fuck if players can't get hold of this stuff. I'm just saying perhaps this bone should be thrown to more stores in general. So let's look at Tiamat in particular. Skyfall's TCG player pull-through is $721.73. So it's not quite 1,000 yet, but it's on its way. Magic Card Market has them available for €699 for the ampersand straight to sleeve near mint from a seller in Europe. That's £583.45 as the pound continues to crumble because our country is a fucking shit state, and it's around $800 when converted to US freedom money. And I checked for completed sales on eBay to be thorough as well. £520 back in October, and in December £780. That's a big jump. There is one at the moment on eBay for £1,555.67 because this seller is probably taking the piss. What I find fascinating about this is, first of all, who the fuck is playing these cards? Tiamat is a named and famous D&D character, so I understand why people might be clambering to get the cards with that. Same with any of the named characters. Old Norbone and the Dragons a little bit less. I know they're named characters, but they hold less of the iconic weight that Tiamat does. Tiamat's pretty fucking iconic. But aside from all the I love your game store but only if your premium stuff, what this really illustrates is that we can have premium promos that people clamber for, that people will drop 500, 600, 700, perhaps 1,000 by March this year, by mid this year on, without the cards themselves, the playable game pieces that aren't promos, being too expensive. At time of recording, Tiamat, a mythic rare that is basically a commander card, so it will go up in price slowly but surely over time. Again, predictions probably 20, 30, maybe $40 by the end of this year coming, because that's just what happens with desirable mythics for commander, but it sees no constructed play whatsoever. This is what Wizards of the Coast should be striving to do. Less Ragavans, less Solitude, less Force of Negation, where you give us playable, constructed, legacy and modern and pioneer cards in premium price product, and more playable staples that people can then clamber for, the extended border, the foil, the ampersand, or whatever fucking promos you do in the future. Of course, the Tiamat ampersand promo would be worth far less if there were more premium stores in the world. I guess what this goes to prove and goes to show is that the most exclusive rare of all of these, and I'm not even sure how many got sent to each store, I assume only one, but please let me know if you know in the comment section below. I couldn't find an official source for that. But what this goes to show is that premium stores are a rarity, because this Tiamat is fucking expensive. If there was more premium stores, it would be obviously less expensive. There'd be more of them in the wild. It's a very obvious statement. But I like that this exists. I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. I think it's kind of headline that people looking into the hobby were like, oh, crazy. Are Magic cards really worth money? And that's kind of cool and fun. But it's more fun when you can still play with the playable game pieces, when Scalding Charms are cheap, and your Ragavans, in theory, in an ideal world, would be cheap, and people would just be clamoring for the promo version of that instead of an ampersand on them. I guess, I don't know, what could Ragavans promo? I don't know, a monkey taking a massive shit on Eternal formats. That's it, really, just an interest piece, because this had passed me by completely. I was like, Tiamat is how much? Which might be the title of this video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, found it interesting. There'll be more gameplay and more content throughout the week, even after I get my booster shot tomorrow, and it probably fucks me up. Thanks for watching, get your vaccines, cover your fucking mouths, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.